Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Now I understand why Broly has been yelling Kakarot's name for like the past 20-30 years, because it's not because he was woken up because Goku was crying, it's because he oversaw the future, or foresaw the future and knew that Kakarot was coming out in a format of a game. He wasn't yelling Goku's name, he was yelling his game, Kakarot! And I get it, I'm hyped, I'm excited. Let's talk about it. So, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot got some new promotion at Gamescom in the past 24 hours or so. I have no idea when I'm uploading this video, but basically this past week. And initially I was going to do a trailer reaction, and I was going to do like a gameplay breakdown based on what IGN released and then various other outlets released as well. Didn't do the trailer reaction just due to the fact that it came out like at 2 in the morning and I was asleep. And then I didn't do the gameplay breakdown because I'd rather you guys just see the gameplay for yourself and then come here and talk about it. So what I'm going to do here instead, in the description below, I'm going to link the trailer, like the raw trailer, without me talking, and I'm going to link the gameplay, once again, without me talking, so you guys can see for yourself, and then come back here and discuss it, because we have a lot to talk about. So first and foremost, I'm going to talk about the fact that, once again, we can confirm that it is not ending on the Frieza arc, for the love of God. It is not ending on Frieza. I've been telling you this for months. No, I didn't know. Once again, I'm going to toss it out there. I did not know. I just know how Bandai promotes their games. I've been keeping up with Bandai games since 2013, 2014, and I know that when they reveal a game, they don't drop everything all at once. If it was going to end in the Frieza arc, the initial reveal wouldn't have shown us Frieza. It would probably just only show us Raditz. It would probably show us maybe Vegeta and Nappa, but that's about it. And then the next time they had a big reveal would have been Frieza, and then maybe some extra side stuff. But we didn't get that. Instead, we got Frieza in the beginning, and now we're in the point where they actually officially revealed that the Cell arc is going to be in the game as well. But something else I want to point out, while we're on topic, is Sean Schemmel already mentioned in the previous interview, I want to say it was one of the Comic-Cons that took place in the last couple weeks, and he mentioned that Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is going to be going all the way through Buu. So we know that's going to happen for sure. We obviously haven't got any full confirmation from Bandai yet, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't supposed to say that yet. But we'll see some information about Buu arc probably as we get closer to the release of the game. Because right now it is currently August. I'm sure we'll probably get a revelation of maybe Buu closer to TGS, the Tokyo Game Show, or probably even at Jump Festival, which is going to be at the end of the year. But we still got a long way to go. So again, they weren't just about to drop the Frieza arc and only promote the Saiyan and Frieza arc for the next year. That's not how it works. So that's why I heavily predicted it was going to go beyond that. Now, something else I want to point out, since we're on the topic of how far the stories are going to go, is this past week, we had a screenshot that popped up that actually, I know this is supposed to be like a homage, or this is like supposed to be like they just did this as a coincidence, but it showed Gohan, Krillin, and Goku around a fish. Now, to those who see this, you're probably like, I don't get it, Ryan. What's so special about this? To those who are big fans of Cooler like I am, this is from the Cooler movie. So I don't know if this is supposed to be like a small hint that we are going to get Cooler, just kind of just toss out as an Easter egg to see if anyone notices, or if it is complete coincidence. So again, I want to point out that as of right now, it is heavy speculation. It is a rumor. We have no confirmation whether or not movie characters will be in this game. However, something else I want to point out is they did announce, I believe in the most recent V-Jump, they announced that they were going to do stuff like the driving with Piccolo and Goku. So if they're going to do that as side quests, I would not be surprised if they do movie characters as well here and there. Because, I mean, if you think about it, this is literally the Legacy of Goku, but on consoles. And if you guys remember, Legacy Goku 2 and Boost Fury, or Legacy Goku 3, all had that. You were able to go into like special parts of the map, which then revealed those special characters like Cooler, Janemba, yada, 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 yada. They had that in the actual games. So whether or not they're going to do movie characters right now is not confirmed yet, but I can see that already be partially in the base game, if not potential DLC down the line. Because, I mean, with a game like Kakarot, you can't really do much with it. It's a single-player game. There's no multiplayer as far as I know. And what else can you do to provide, you know, post-release content? Because, I mean, Bandai always has some form of DLC with every game that they do. So we'll see what it is down the line. But again, it is up in the air based on that screenshot that came out, or just, you know, just knowing how Bandai does their games. Something else I want to talk about is just how they took the original Dragon Ball Z story and they made it refreshing, if that makes sense. One of the biggest complaints now that I'm seeing this is,
I'm so tired of doing the same Dragon Ball Z story over and over again.
And I get it. At this point, I think since 1989, since the very first Nintendo Dragon Ball game, which just featured Goku in the Dragon Ball series, we played through the Dragon Ball story a lot in various games. But something I want to point out is we haven't had a original replaythrough of Dragon Ball, not that I can remember off the top of the head, in the past like 5-6 years. If I remember correctly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, if I'm just forgetting a game here and there, the last time we had a Dragon Ball story playthrough was Battle of Z. And this is in January of 2014, which is, like I said, like 5 years ago. It's going to be 6 years by the time Kakarot comes out. We had so many in-between games that always feature something different, something new. Granted, Xenoverse, I guess you can argue, was the original story, but it's not. Xenoverse 1 and 2 were basically, I guess, twisted ways to play the original story in the new experience. And then you had Dragon Ball FighterZ, which I'm not going to talk about because I don't really like that story. It was technically original. And then even going to something like Dragon Ball Fusions on the Nintendo DS, it was also very original. So, unless people that have just been sitting there in a rock playing Tenkaichi and Raging Blast 1 for the past like 10 years, I get it. But this is not just playing through the original story. Like I said, they managed to capture the moments that we lived through, but in a more emotional way, if that makes sense. I mean, just look at the trailer.
バイバイみんなここまでよくやったなご飯すごかったぞ母さんにすまねえって言っといてくれ絶対に許さないお前はもう終わりだねえご飯平和な世の中取り返してやるんだ学士さんになりてんだろおめえもセルみたいに思いっきりカメハメハをぶちかましてやれそうすりゃ必ず勝てるさ絶対だ
Just look at the trailer of Goku and Gohan. It was just flawless. It was beautiful. Like the way they're able to connect it and I guess make you feel involved on an emotional level, I think is fantastic. Again, I've been saying this for many years now. Ever since I was doing my original playthrough of Ninja Storm 2 on my channel back in like 2014. If CC2 ever picked up various anime games like Dragon Ball Z, for example, and did a whole story around that single player style, it would be beautiful. In fact, I would love for CC2 to do that. I mean, comment section below if you could pick any anime to get the Kakarot treatment, what would that be for you and why? Let me know down below. Because think about it. Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, Attack on Titan, they can literally take so many different series that we grew up with and do the same treatment they gave to Kakarot. And yes, we know the story already, but with how they make it with the visuals, it would be a good game. They can do this literally every single year, and I'll be all for it. So comment section below if you could pick any game for that to be, I guess, to get the Kakarot treatment. What would that be for you and why? Let me know down below. So yeah, that's the thing that really has me excited about it more than everything. I mean, outside of the fact that we are going to get a lot of lore that we never got in the original Dragon Ball manga. For example, they even announced that there's going to be a new character called Bonyo. I think that's her name. And she has something to do with the Ginyu Force, but she was like exiled or something. I didn't really read up too much on it about her because I kind of want to be surprised when the game comes out. But they're already revealing tidbits that Toriyama is putting together specifically for this game. So technically, all that stuff is going to be canon in regards to explaining different things that we've always questioned probably forever. Something else I want to toss out there is, if you could get one question answered from like various plot holes in the Dragon Ball story that you want to see answered, or I guess get a different perspective of in Kakarot, what would that be for you and why? Let me know down below. Some for me I want to mention is I would love to see Goku actually escaping Namek and then getting to like Yardrat or something. I mean, because all we saw was he popped into the ship and then he just got launched out of the ship and then he was surrounded by the people of Yardrat. But I want to see what actually happens on Yardrat. I want to see him actually go through the process of learning instant transmission and potentially even more. Like, all that stuff would be really, really cool. So outside of, you know, everything that we're getting outside of the extended lore, the game to me, it's being put together really, really well. Again, I got a chance to play at a Comic-Con, and up until Comic-Con, I was kind of like about it, because the game looked beautiful, but the question was, you know, you can make a trailer look great. Anybody can take a story of a game and make it look amazing in a trailer, but how does it actually play? And I was really worried about the movement in the game, especially since I had that conversation with Afro Senju after he played it at E3. But after playing it for myself, like I said, I made a whole video discussing it. If you want to see that, I will link in the description below. I'm excited for it. Again, the controls seemed a little bit weird at first, because I mean, it makes sense. It's a new game. None of us have played it, but I got used to it fairly fast. And once I figured out the movement, the game was pretty flawless. It was a lot of fun. It's not very deep as far as like combos. You're not going to be pulling off combos like you will in like Xenoverse or even Fighters, but it's pretty simplistic, but it works. So you can do your basic combos off of one button and then go into various attacks and even transformations, which we saw in the current gameplay and trailer that released at Gamescom. There's a lot that this game can actually do. But still, the big question I have right now is what can it do for longevity? Because I feel like, again, as a fan, once I experience those extra tidbits of story, once I experience like those emotional moments again, it's like, well, I don't see myself playing this game past, I guess, the first month once it's out. Because, like, I feel like with me, I'm going to power through that game in the first month, and then that's going to be it. So, the question is what can they do for longevity? Because I don't think they have any forms of multiplayer or anything planned. Nor would it really work. This is definitely more a single-player mechanic built into the game, or single-player engine, if that makes sense. So I guess that's something that's going to be up in the air as well. But again, the first things that come to mind to me is that they could definitely do like forms of DLC in regards to like movie villains and stuff like that. So like, again, have like Toa and Mira pop in there and introduce Broly, Cooler, yada, yada, yada. They could do something like that. But overall, like I said, I'm excited. The gameplay they've been dropping looks hype. I just can't wait to experience some of my favorite moments, especially my homie Nano tweeted, like, imagine with how amazing this emotional moment was between Gohan and Goku. Imagine that in a Majin Buu arc when we have Majin Vegeta facing off against Buu. Like, imagine how that is going to be amazing with the visuals of this game, and how, you know, they made it very, very touching with the Cell arc. Like, I feel like they have so much potential in this game to just like really like give us that same moments that we grew up with, but better. If that makes sense. It sounds weird to say that, because I saw other people tweet about that as well. It's like, as much as I love the original story, they did it so well in Kakarot that I'm liking this more, which I know is going to be kind of controversial, but I've seen people saying that stuff, and I get it. I completely get it, because, again, the thing that CC2 is good at is doing visuals and really, like, delivering, like, that emotional experiences from these anime that we grew up with, so I'm all for it. But that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now. Again, if you want to see any of the gameplays and the new trails that came out, I will have everything linked in the description below. Let me know your overall thoughts, any questions and fears you might still have. Again, you know, don't expect this to be a Xenoverse clone. It's not a Xenoverse clone. Just because you see yourself moving around a map like Xenoverse doesn't mean it plays like Xenoverse. If anything, it plays more like Storm if Storm had like the movement of Dragon Ball. Because like I said, everything's tied down to one button essentially. You have your special attacks, and then you have also your bursts, your transformations and stuff like that, and your super special and ultimate moves as well. But overall though, it's more of an RPG than anything, and still to this day, I can say that this game basically is literally Legacy Goku, but on console, which I'm all for. So yeah. Anyways, let me go ahead and stop talking now. Again, the second we find out any more information about this game, anything new that comes out in regards to gameplays and reveals, stay tuned to the channel. But other than that, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you next time. Peace.